Welcome to another episode of BU Magazine. We have today Chris Willey that's going to be joining us, and we're going to take a deep dive into his life and who he is. When I first met him, I knew right off the bat I wanted him to be a part of this magazine. So, Chris, how are you doing? So tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a lecturer over at UWM, I'm a visual artist. I play in the area of technology and traditional art, so wherever that intersection is, that's my world.
How did you know you wanted to teach?
I think at every job that I had, I turned into a trainer. It didn't matter what the job was. Like at Pizza Hut, I would make pizzas and I would train people how to make pizzas. At MCA, I would train people how to live properly. It didn't matter what I was doing as an occupation or as like a 9-to-5 kind of thing. It turned into a teaching gig. And so, and I don't know where that comes from. I want to help people. There's a generosity thing there, but I don't know really outside of that why I want to do it. When it comes to teaching art, those two worlds combined, I do know. It's like a steward of creativity. I'm here to help you tell your stories. And I think that that's really important. So once you can tell your story, that separates us from the other animals. That's something that's beautiful. And if I can help you tell that story in a better way, awesome.
So as a teacher, then, what's your style? What's the most effective way you feel you can get the best artwork out of your students?
Don't treat them like students, and don't act like a teacher. That's the start of it. I mean, at the end of the day, of course, I'm the professor in the classroom, but the thing that gives me that authority is time. That's the only difference between me and my students. They made the same decision that I made, and that they're in the classroom that I was in 10 years ago, 12 years ago, or something like that. And so I'm going to take all of that experience that I've had since the time that I had my butt in their seat and give it back to them. And so I think when I enter into a conversation with somebody as a colleague, as another person on the same path as me, just a little bit farther back, rather than this, like, I've got all the answers, nice. You've got all the needs, there's this power dynamic thing, I don't play that game. So starting there is a big part. And then I also think developing a classroom culture where everybody just digs one another. Like, they respect each other, they show respect to each other, they enjoy and celebrate each other, they help each other out.
How's that created? Like, what do you do on the first day?
Oh, the first day, it's kind of messing around. I think people really like to complain. They like to complain right out of the gate, and so I just capitalize on that, and I have everybody just make a list of the things that really pisses them off. And then, we compile that list, and I sometimes will focus it towards class, but I don't really care, And each time one of those things comes out that I can see like a teachable moment or some sort of relation to like bringing it back to the classroom, I will, but I won't make it like, I won't go out of my way to make it seem that I'm like putting the rules in place by this. And then, so that's the first thing we do. Then right after that, almost on top of that, we talk about all the things that make us feel warm and fuzzy, like puppies and kittens and rainbows, and like helping people out, and the feeling of accomplishment that you get after a big project is done. And so we get serious really fast there. And by having those two things right out of the gate, we see what people don't like, we see our commonalities immediately, and then before you know it, you've got a classroom that is comfortable, that knows kind of what's going on and the speed of things. And from that day on, it's kind of smooth sailing. And I've had in reviews, people say that that's the most important class of all of it, is that start. It builds this nice foundation. So yeah, and it's something I've been calling the booyah, like boo for bad and yeah for good. It's cheesy, but I don't really care. I'm in Wisconsin, I like the cheese.